So one of the ways in which we best receive information is through stories, like we've said. The only other side is that the con artist knows this, and they can use this to sell us a lie, right? They can use this to sell us a lie, and all they have to do is mix truth and falsehood together, right? So any place any place where people where they are con men, and includes a lot of altars, a lot of pulpits today, you'll see a mixture of what is true and what is not true. So the people are confused, right? You know, the people are confused, So, and we have a lot of that, though this is not a Christian thing, it's reading through a book, but it applies to our Christianity, it applies to our everyday life. And this week there's so many things out on the internet. There's some supposed man of God who went with his wife wearing a transparent clothing, with a naked body showing everywhere, and it was justifying it, right? No matter how big you are as a man of God, what is right, what's wrong is wrong, right? There's no way to just justify obscenity, or promiscuity, So we have a standard of the word, and the word remains the standard. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how big your church is, it doesn't matter the crowd that follow you. What is right, what is wrong is wrong. You know, so we have con people who use things like that, to as it were, cover our face and sell us the that which is wrong. Um, Like I said, all of these can be used, the right way or the wrong way. Everything I've said here can be used in doing the right thing. You go to a place and God has given you an agenda, and I'll give an example here. God so told Samson to go and anoint David. God told Samson to go and anoint David. And Sam was told God, I've forgotten exactly what he said. Someone told God, if Saul hears about this, he'll kill me. And I've forgotten exactly what Samuel said, but Samuel did not say exactly what it was he was doing when he went to David's father's house. He gave it a different definition, right? So I'm just saying that this can also be used in a good way. Sometimes saying everything might not open the door for even the good that you want to do. Sometimes I don't know, I'm saying it, but there's a way to, without telling a lie, still call us something, you know. And the easy example here is Mark Antony. If you watch and you know anything about the Roman Empire, and I've watched the movie Rome. It's a I've watched the movie, so I've seen all of this part. So Antony goes to Rome to bury Caesar. They had assassinated Caesar and Julius Caesar. They assassinated Julius Caesar, and Mark Antony came to bury him, but not just to bury him, but to avenge him. But if he had come into that crowd there and just told them why he came was to avenge Caesar, they would have stoned him to death. But he had to first of all tell them what they want to hear before he could tell them what he really wanted to tell them. That was a strategic, call it military or political maneuver. He did it to achieve the vengeance he wanted to have over those that assassinated Julius Caesar. And Antonio said, I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. Said, I only came to bury Caesar, not to praise him. But every other words that followed after that was praising Caesar, such that he got the sympathy of the people that they took revenge over the people that killed Caesar, right? So uh, it was going somewhere, but he didn't want it to be that obvious to everyone where it was going. He first of all had to win their sympathy, right? And what's his name? Uh, is it Dale? Dale Carnegie wrote the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? And he says that everyone has a good reason for what they are doing. If you can praise them for what they are doing, you can tell them what you want to tell them, right? So if you want to pass a message to anybody, first of all, you have to first of all make them happy, you know, uh, as it were, rob their ego, right? Accept or done or understand what they are saying or where they are before you can bring them to where you want to bring them to, right? That's a third habit of the seven habit of highly effective people by Stephen Covey. It says, first of all, understand. Seek to understand before you are understood, right? So if you really want to win friends, you want to have a good relationship with people, you need to understand the people and come to their level before you can seek to bring them to your level. Same thing what Apostle Paul will say. He says, I became everything to everybody, right? Because that's a way to pass the message across. But a lot of us in our ego just want to come and, you know, want people to come to us. We're not going to them. And we're concerned why you're not winning people to Christ or to anything you're doing because you're trying to shoot the wall over the fence. You're not relatable. You're not relating with the people. Uh, a con man does that. A con man relates with the people he's trying to con, comes down to their level, behaves like one of them, right? Unfortunately, he's doing it for the ill intent of abusing trust on stealing from them. But we can use the same principle, the same principle, the same truth, to do good for people. You can't reach people that you cannot feel or they cannot feel you, right? To reach people, they must be able to feel you. Right. Last week, I was sharing with at my prayer meeting, I was sharing with my dear sister here, we're talking about parenting and they were talking about issues. Oh, the children don't want the adults to be in their meeting, all of that stuff. I said the problem is you don't understand them. You have to first of all understand them before they can allow you to reach out to them. There's a reason why they don't want you. It's because you don't understand them. You can't reach out to them if you don't understand them, because until you understand them, then can you bring them to understand you, right? The onus is not they understand you first, is that you understand them. Because when you understand them, the portal to reaching them becomes open. And that is not just to the younger ones, to everybody. A person that feels understood is receptive to your message. A person that feels understood becomes a dry patch on which water can be poured, and it will soak that water. That water will make a difference. But if that person doesn't feel understood, that person doesn't feel seen, doesn't feel heard, that person won't receive anything that you're saying. Everything you're saying will just be bouncing off, right? So you have to win a person's heart before you can penetrate into the head. Everything starts with the heart. Everything starts with the emotion. If I can win your emotion, I can win your reasoning. If I can enter into your heart, I can enter into your head, right? The same way, boy, girl, right? You want to spin a boy, spin a girl, or whatever. It's you enter into the heart before you can enter into the head. When you enter into the heart, you're inside the head, right? I mean, calm people do it. We can do it for in every area also. Last week from here, but pretty much just talking about the how the con game is knotted, and it's all about getting in someone's heart. Once they can get into a person's heart, they can con the person. The person 600K was taken from. they won her heart. She thought that she was with friends, so she was willing to give everything, but it was all to abuse her trust.